Moments with God, a time of reflection for every day.
August 8th. An internal battle. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Galatians 5:17.
Do people change from one moment to the next? Could someone who was morally good turn evil in just an instant? This is what we'll explore in the story of Lucifer's rebellion. Let's begin. Once the rebellion had shown its first signs of discontent, God the Father called a council and before the angels of heaven declared that only his Son held supremacy. The order of heaven consisted of hierarchies that must be respected. The Father and his Son were above all other creatures, since they were eternal beings and had created all things. But these hierarchies of obedience and submission were never forced. No one was obligated to worship God, for it had to be a voluntary act, a demonstration of love born from their heart. In their free will, they could decide what they wanted, and the angels decided to worship and obey God's command.
The angels joyfully acknowledged Christ's supremacy and, prostrating themselves before him, offered their love and adoration. Lucifer bowed with them, but in his heart a strange and fierce conflict raged. Truth, justice, and loyalty warred, with jealousy and envy.
The influence of the holy angels seemed for a time to draw him along with them, as hymns of praise rose in melodious strains, sung by thousands of joyful voices. The spirit of evil seemed vanquished. Inexpressible love moved his entire being. Like the immaculate worshippers, his soul swelled with love for the Father and the Son. But once again, he was filled with pride in his own glory. He returned to his desire for supremacy and once more gave way to his envy of Christ. What a struggle raged in his heart. He was terrified of those strange things that had never been part of him. Good and evil wanted to win the battle, but Lucifer would have the decision. He could no longer bear that he was not receiving the honors accorded Christ. His pride was offended, and he refused to acknowledge God's authority. Then his decision was made. He would rise up against God. He would go to the bitter end.
Leaving his place in the immediate presence of the Father, Lucifer went forth to spread his spirit of discontent among the angels. He worked with mysterious secrecy, and for some time concealed his true purposes under an apparent reverence for God.
It was his decision that led him to rebel against God. His heart didn't want to at first, but the struggle within him between his moral principles and his selfish desires tipped the balance in favor of rebellion. He didn't become evil overnight, but rather it was a process of his decisions. Be careful which path you choose to walk, between good and evil. Amen.
Thank you for listening to this audio. We invite you to share with your contacts and visit the website BibleWell.com.